Today's video is sponsored by Openbeat A.I. I know there's been a lot of controversy around Openbeat A.I lately, and so in today's video, I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Don't worry, y'all. I'm about to give y'all my honest opinion all the way throughout this video. And if y'all know me, I always freestyle stuff. I actually have a bunch of notes on this pad that I want to talk about too. So points I want to hit and stuff like that. So let's start right out here. Full disclosure. I've known Evan Groves for what, I guess 5 years now at this point. I've done reviews on some of his products like Studio Link, Studio by Studio Link, MIDI Friend by Studio Link, Rompler, and the Hit Boy free plugins. I've done reviews on all those things. One thing that I will say to start this video off is I hope that since this is a payment model, it sticks around a little bit longer than Studio and MIDI Friend did. I know Studio, I believe, was sold to Akai when he started working for Akai, so it wasn't necessarily his fault that it didn't continue to grow, but he probably should have figured that out before he sold it, because I know there's a bunch of customers that use this that are sad that they can't use it anymore and they can't get to their sounds. So that's one thing I'm gonna have to make sure I say up front. I do know that there's been a lot of issues with Openbeat and basically ethical training and lying on the product. So as many of you guys know, Weaver Beats did a video here, and I'm just gonna bring it here. We're not doing any reacting to nobody's video. I'm just pulling up a few things that I've kind of noticed. So as it says here, it's looking like you're getting different files. So whenever you send something to Openbeat AI, it's going to send it up to Suno and then repurpose it and then send it back to Openbeat AI. That's how I'm guessing it works. I have no idea how API boxes work. I'm not even interested in learning how they work. It's not what I do. I'm more interested in making music than learning coding. So what I did was I went over here and I looked at Suno, and on Suno, the best plan that you can get, you can only get 2,000 songs created a month. So I'm not sure. Again, I didn't ask Evan any of this. I told Evan I was going to definitely talk about all this stuff in the video too. And he said, I'm not going to ask you to not be yourself. So I don't know if, maybe there's a way for you to put together a whole bunch of emails or whatever so you can get as many songs as you want a month. But if the top plan for Suno is only 2,000 songs, then Suno, I don't believe, would be able to power the app by itself, because you can only get 2,000 credits, so I don't know how any of that works. That's just what I see here. Another thing, I know Evan made an apology video, and in the apology video, he showed some of the things that he was going through in the past. So again, I haven't talked to Evan about any of this. I just kind of did my own research. And it says here that he's asking this Music GPT company API, I'm a customer of yours who owns the output results on my website that uses your API for Music GPT. Can my users use the generated content in commercial use? Is your models ethically trained? And so the response he got back from them was, hello, Evan, you fully own the output generated via our API and have complete ownership of it. Yes, you and your users can use the generated content for commercial purposes. Additionally, our models are ethically trained, right? And so then he actually comes here too and shows what he's paying. So he's paying like $1,300 a month or something like that. And in that 1,300, he's getting 1 million or 11 million credits. So I'm thinking this would probably be the API that he's actually using, because being able to get 11 million credits would be able to service Openbeat AI. So those are things that I've kind of noticed, that I've looked at. Again, I'm not defending anything and I'm not promoting anything. Honestly, I was just interested in trying Openbeat AI. A lot of people have hit me up and asked me, where's my video, where's my response? And honestly, I wasn't going to put together a response until I tried it. And then Evan did reach out to me and asked me if I wanted to do some sponsored content. So I told him, yes, I would do, some sponsored content, because again, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So I'm telling y'all everything that we have here, right? So if the software, or if Openbeat AI isn't ethically trained, yes, it's 100% wrong that you told people it was ethically trained. But really what's I mean, I see a gray area here because he's allowed to use this service to run his service because he's paying them to utilize their AI, which they told him was ethical. So I think that's kind of where we got to this point. Again, I could be 100% wrong, but I will say again, if it's not ethically trained and you're not sure if it's ethically trained, we can't tell people that it's ethically trained. Before we get into Openbeat AI, I do want to say something about a lot of the people in the community. It's like I feel like a lot of times we move the goalpost in the community. So again, I am not defending it if it's not ethically trained, right? But if you are using samples without clearing them, that's unethical. If you are using a MIDI tool to take somebody else's melodies and put a different instrument on it, that's unethical. If you're using stem separation to take people's melodies or their voices to put them in your songs without clearing it, that's not ethical. If you're using crack plugins, right? And you're talking about ethics, that's unethical too. So I just want to make sure that you know what I'm saying. You're not living in a glass home and you're throwing stones. Again, I'm not defending or supporting. I'm just giving you guys my opinion because I don't mess with none of that unethical stuff. So on this channel, when was the last time y'all seen me sample? Y'all never see me sample anything unless it's my music because it's unethical. So if you don't believe me, try to sample some of Marvin Gaye's music and see what happens. Or how come every time somebody steals somebody's sample and they have to give up all the money from their song because you didn't clear the sample? And so I just want to make sure when we're talking about ethics in music, we're talking about all the ethics in music. So I do want to check out Openbeat. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have some more thoughts. You guys already know how I feel about AI. I'm not for AI to create all your music for you. So I will never stand behind that. I am okay though with AI generating a sample and then you tearing the sample down, chopping it up and using it because that's the way you can get a cleared sample. So if it's ethically trained. So he did put out an apology and he said that it's going to be ethically trained or start to get there on the 20th of December. So we'll see how it goes there, right? So now that I've got all that out of the way, we're gonna just run through OpenAI or Openbeat AI just a little bit. So I can't give you guys what you want. I know you guys want to hear me do some stupid stuff like that, but the way my computer is set up right now, my microphone is going into one computer and then my MacBook is screen recording. And with the MacBook, it's difficult because you have to run different programs in order to screen record and get the sound and then just to do that. So it's a lot to do. So I've already pre-recorded something. It just sounds like this. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so I recorded that. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, it was me. All right, so I recorded that earlier right before I got on because I wanted to be able to do this. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that audio. And then after I save that audio, it's gonna take just a second for it to upload it to the up to the internet so that I can start messing with it. So now that we get here, we can create our own beat. Now we're not gonna create a whole beat today because you guys have already seen that. I kind of want to go through some of the other features too and see what they sound like. But what we're gonna do with this is, let's say I want brass. I want a brass trap beat. And we'll just say with piano too. Right? So then we'll have a few prompts that we can run through. And now we're gonna go ahead and generate this cover. So this could take about 2 minutes. I think it's been taking me about a minute, maybe about 45 seconds. I guess it's depending on your plan, but it hasn't been running through the whole 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and just skip to when it gives me the sample. All right, guys, so it actually took about 3 minutes for it to upload this, but it is what it is. So it's giving me 2 different covers of this. So let's just check out what these covers sound like. I haven't listened to them. We're gonna hear them together for the first time. Oh, that's dumb. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. That's dope. Um, let's listen to the other one real quick before I come to some thoughts. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. That's dope. I can't even lie. You know what I'm saying? But so here's where my thoughts come into play. So as somebody who does music and I've been making music forever, I would still take this and I would break it down and I would make my own drums and I probably would have just took the brass because that's all I really wanted. And then I would put some chords behind it and then I would make my own beat. And I feel like making a beat like that is ethical. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the one who did all that bump, 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 bump. All they did was just put an instrument in it. And I don't know, being honest, I don't know um where all the sounds are coming from. So I don't know if the sounds are coming from AI. I do know that Studio Link has a ton of plugins and a ton of sounds. So I don't know if it's coming with their sounds, but for me, how I would use this is I would just take the part that I needed because like I've for years, this is no cap. I've talked about this on my channel before. On my phone, I have just like a bunch of melodies that I hum. So when I'm out and I have a melody or something in my head, I'll just hum it, put it in my phone. And then whenever I have like any kind of like writer's block, like I've done a video on beat and writer's block. And it was one of the first tips that I gave was, hey man, hum into your phone whenever you get the opportunity to, so you always have the idea there. And I feel like this kind of gives me that to that degree. So I feel like that really did a good job of what I wanted it to do. It basically took all my notes and just put them in and then put some drums on it. So I mean, again, you can hear it. This is what I hummed. Bum, 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 bum. That's what I hummed in. That's literally what I hummed in here. So um I'm not even mad at that. And then like some of the other tools that they have in here, like this MIDI to converter. I mean, again, you know, we have these already, but let's go ahead and grab a MIDI and convert it and see how good it is. So let's go ahead and find a track. I know my desktop is looking sloppy, y'all. I apologize. Let's go ahead and find a track. So we can find a drum kit, samples. This is my sample pack. We'll just grab a melodic loop from here and we'll just grab the first one. So this is what this sounds like. Actually, let's just generate the MIDI. I'll let you guys hear what it sounds like in the DAW. So it's converting that MIDI right now. It's saying it's going to take a minute or two. It's already done. Damn, let's go. So we'll download that real quick. And then we're going to open up FL Studio. I already have a piano pulled up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to drop this here. We'll accept it. And then this was the actual sample that it's pulling from is this sample right here. All right, so this is what I'm just gonna play it on a piano though. That's about right. I feel like these notes are a little faster though. Yeah, so the MIDI isn't gonna be perfect, but I already knew that because I had grabbed, I think it was this sample earlier. Again, I'm gonna be 100% transparent. So I know the sample to MIDI doesn't work the greatest. So I know I didn't use all these notes, but I know there's a lot of delay and stuff like that that picks up in these programs because I know I didn't use all these notes, but it came out sounding like this. So I think that it's grabbing some of the higher notes or something from here. Yeah, so it's grabbing a bunch of different stuff. So I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying? It's my job to showcase everything, right? Well, showcase what I feel like, I guess. Then we got one shot sample right here. So we can create a one shot. So let's make a wavy piano one shot with flanger, reverb, and delay. Let's see what this one shot sounds like. All right, so this is what that one shot is going to sound like. So I'm gonna go ahead and download that, and we're gonna throw it in the DAW real quick and see what it sounds like. Because you know what I'm saying? Why not? So let's go ahead and pop this here. Let's come back in here, and we'll just go ahead and download that real quick. This one shot. We'll drop it right up into here, and now we have it. All right, so it's all right, one shot, you know, but you kind of get the idea there. You can generate one shots or whatever it is that you're looking to do there. So you know that's pretty solid as well. I think I have a better one shot though. So let me go into my profile. I have this. I tried out the other day. I just wanted to get a wind chime with reverb, and I got a little sample and it just sounded like this. So you can do that too. There's other tools in here that you can use too as well. Like the beat creator, I'm not gonna really mess with that. And the song creator, because it's not, you know, again, I gotta be 1000% with how I feel about this plugin. So I guess we're at that point where I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this. So as we're looking at stuff like beat creator and song creator that are just, you know what I'm saying, full text prompts, I feel like it's okay, but if you're out here just text prompting all your music, you shouldn't be in these comment section arguing with musicians telling us that we're old and we don't know what we're doing. Because what happens if AI disappears tomorrow? And now if you've only done text to prompt music and you think you're like the top tier musician, um, you should just be taking pieces of this. Other things that I am okay with like AI is like, let's say I'm the producer, right? So I make a beat and I write lyrics and I just want to hear what the lyrics sound like in a song. So I come over here and I just put some vocals in so I can hear what it sounds like and maybe pitch that to an artist and use that as my reference track or stuff like that. That's perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just making a reference track, you know? You did everything else. I can't sing. So if I was going to make a reference track, I would probably have to use something like this because I can't sing not even a little bit. So I feel like if you use this tool just like anything else responsibly, it's okay. I feel like if you're, you know what I'm saying, you're coming over here and you're doing the record yourself and you're taking that and then you're forming some music based off of what you recorded in. I feel like that's okay because it's still a piece of you. I feel like if you're taking these, maybe if you do like a prompt a full beat, but you're only prompting the beat so that you can sample it, so that you can chop up that sample and cut it up and do all this other stuff. I feel like that is what this is good for. It's what it should be used for. It shouldn't be used for just coming in here, texting a prompt, and then creating a beat, and then trying to sell beats or trying to claim how great you are as an artist when you're just good at prompts. I don't even know what good prompts are to fill in. So I feel like, sorry for this long pause. I feel like if this wasn't ethically trained in the first place, like I've said once, I'll say it again. Evan should have did more research. He should have done more research in order to make sure everything that was going on was ethically done. Now, we get into a weird space with ethically trained because if he's going to that Music GPT API and they're telling him that their platform is ethically trained and he's allowed to use their content to give to creators or people on his platform, then I don't know if I think he did anything wrong. But if Music GPT API isn't ethically trained itself, just like if Suno's not ethically trained, then there's still something wrong. If we're still using platforms that aren't necessarily ethically trained, then there's still something wrong. So, I know I'm all over the place with this, but I just got to keep it real for y'all, man. I'm not, although this is a sponsored video, again, I told Evan everything that I was going to say before the sponsored video before the video was recorded, and he didn't fight back on anything. He didn't ask me not to say any of the words I was going to say. He didn't try to control the review. He just said, be yourself. Well, he said other stuff, but basically what he said was just be yourself, fam. Like, I'm not, he gets it, man. So I'm here for y'all. I just wanted to kind of comment on this, check it out, try it out, kind of let y'all get like a first impression of what I think, and all my thoughts, because this has been a wild ride when we've been talking about Openbeat AI with all of the different creators, like, Av and DJ Payne and Bolo, you know what I'm saying? And, all my peoples and Arsony and, all my people, they've been doing reviews for this. And you gotta definitely disclose if you're getting a sponsorship, y'all. I don't know what we're doing there. You gotta disclose if you're getting a sponsorship. I meant to mention this at the beginning of the video. You have to disclose that, right? Whether it's just putting a promotion up in the corner because that's all that YouTube requires, or just saying it. Like I started off the video. This video is sponsored by Openbeat. It is what it is. Y'all gotta disclose that stuff. So I meant to say that earlier. Unfortunately, that's gonna be all the way at the end of the video. But in that same sense, Openbeat didn't do anything wrong by offering sponsorships. So I think we have to understand that too. So again, I know this is all over the place, but that's what I got today. So make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.